Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show, and just ahead, we got more car talk with the boys who pretend to be Kardashian women.
Which one are you?
I think, is there one named Kim?
I've heard that. I wouldn't know.
I don't know. That's the reason I'm asking. I could be a Kim.
You look like a Kim.
Thank you.
You look more like a Buffy.
A Buffy?
A Buffy.
A Buffy Kardashian?
Buffy
Buffy
Kardashian.
There you go.
Conrad's going to have This Week in Auto History. We think it's going to be from his Zoom call, but we're not sure.
We putting him on?
Are we going to do the Zoom call with Conrad?
Well, we can, I guess.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
zoom him in.
he had asked that question, and I thought, okay, well, if that's
not,
what you want.
If not,
Let's
we got to
see
back
if we
up.
can invite Konrad here.
All right, well, you just do that. And we'll
I'll
get you
work on
updated on the stories making car news this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm
always
Don
do.
Armstrong. Conrad is home sick today. Well, that's the excuse that he's using. So he probably had too much to drink last night. But
Margaritas.
I don't think he drinks margaritas. I think he's one of those
Mai Tai?
bourbon sipper. Mai Tai.
Mai Tais?
Mai Tai. Pina colada.
With an umbrella.
That's
He got
Conrad.
poked in the eye, drinking a drink with an umbrella, and he can't be here.
That's what it is.
Sorry, Conrad. We love you.
Yeah. Not so much today because you've really thrown a wrench in the works, and we don't know what to
It's
do.
all right. Use an open-end box wrench. Or
I didn't
whatever.
want to mention to you, we did this last segment, coffee and cigars. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., they have cars and bikes. It's a big meetup there. It's going to be at Park at Sugar Creek in Sugar Land, 14,019 Southwest Freeway.
You realize that's like 3 miles from here.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Well, am I going to go? I may go. I don't know if I'm going to take the Corvette
let
or
me
not.
know. And,
I haven't driven the Corvette in 2 months.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week when we were at the social.
Yeah, the car social. No, I haven't driven it. I don't know why. Well, because every
You've been
time
busy.
I've been busy, and I have to take the cover off, get out there and wash it, and prep it, and do all the things. And I think it's got a slow leak. It might have a nail in the tire.
I
I've got
thought
to
you had
deal
that
with it.
corrected.
I haven't dealt with any of that yet.
Oh.
No.
Because I had my tire recall done in a matter of, just bada bing.
Well,
bada
I was
boom, they did
trying.
that.
I was trying to buy a magnet. What do they call it? An earth magnet? A magnet.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I can reset each of the wheels.
TPMS units.
Yeah. Of the car, because the brain of it is messed up and thinks that the right front is the left rear and vice versa. It's a mess. So anyway, because since I had the new tires put on, I've gotten false readings, all sorts of bizarre things going on with it. I think, well, let me try to reset it, because I think the problem is that the little sending units on the valve stems, that I think that their battery or whatever it is gone bad in them, and I need to get them changed.
Oh.
But the first thing I need to do is I need to get the flat fixed. It's a slow leak, so it's not that big of a deal. But I let Michael Garfield borrow my tire pump.
Oh.
So I don't have one in here right now. I got to go. Maybe I'll do that
got
tomorrow.
The big one. Why don't you bring it by the house, and we'll use the big monster one that.
That means I have to get out and wash it and clean it up.
Wash
and
it.
stuff.
You're only going to go. I live 12 minutes from here.
I know.
I don't think anybody's going to say, "Ooh, that car's too dirty. You can't drive it."
Well, you're right. You're right. And I need to get the
I will.
juices
I'll
flowing.
sit down in the corner and wait.
You're going to pull the nail out. That's what you're going to do.
What are you driving this week, by the way? What is that car out
I
there?
saw that.
That's a Grand Wagoneer.
Oh, you got the Grand
It's
Wagoneer?
huge.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought you had another Cadillac. I was
No,
going
no,
to be
no,
really
no.
upset.
No.
How is that
Although, I'm pretty impressed with it.
It is
Wagoneer?
very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had it months ago. Is it a white one?
No.
No, it's dark color.
Okay.
What color is it? Because at
Good
night
day.
it looks
He
black.
doesn't even know. Did
It
you
was
even
dark.
know?
It's dark.
Mike, did you not take delivery of it on Thursday?
in the daylight.
No, I did not.
Well, fill us in, damn it.
I'm looking for the Monroney's in it.
No, I'm not asking about that. When did you take
Oh,
delivery
it
of
was
it?
delivered on Thursday, but I didn't get it till Thursday night because I had to go. It was delivered to my house.
Uh-huh.
And then I had to go get it Thursday night.
Because you were at the beach.
No, I was working across town.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's all a mystery when it comes to him.
Buffy Kardashian.
We don't, yeah, exactly. We don't have any clue what he's up to these days. It's all a mystery.
As soon as I figure it out, I'll let you
The
know.
man of mystery.
Do I need to walk out there and look at the
We'll
damn
do it on the
color of
next
the
break.
car?
Wait till
Jeez.
after the show.
We'll look at it next break.
There were you told me that you had something
I did.
that you wanted to do, and
Oh.
I'm thinking, okay, well, let's do it.
The one I just sent you, the one from last week.
I don't know.
This one's cool. Here, this is a good one. Mike, pay attention.
I'm
Put
listening.
your stuff down.
Well, I'm trying to
who-
get Konrad lined up.
Who is the world's largest tire manufacturer? Because I am the international
Now, are we
correspondent.
talking about tire size?
Who manufactures the most tires?
Most tires, general.
This is my international correspondent.
General.
No,
Nope.
you're wrong.
I'm going to go with Yokohama.
Okay, well, if you said Bridgestone, no. Yokohama, no. And you said, what did you say?
I don't know.
Whatever you said. That's not it either. Goodyear, no.
I said general.
General is no. That's all part
Continental.
of an affiliate. No, it's not an American company. And one of the other hints is they're based in Denmark. If that'll help you out, Conrad's probably googling it. No, they're not the little wieners in a can.
Vienna sausages.
That's it. That's Denmark.
Well, what is it?
It's Lego.
What?
Lego produces the most rubber tires.
LEGO?
Yep.
The people that make the little snap together
Lego
things?
is an abbreviation. It's
cut
two
your
Danish
foot
words
up.
meaning "leggat," which means play well. That's what Lego means. They made 318 million tires. The next in line is Bridgestone at 190 million. So they doubled what Bridgestone does. Next is Michelin, and the last on the list of these four is
But
Goodyear.
wait a minute. We can't even get the tires here.
I've never seen a Lego tire. Where? What
Then you haven't
brands?
bought Lego. Lego, they produce them and they put them in the kits for the kids to play with.
Tires?
Yep. It was
We're
launched.
talking
Wait
toy
a minute.
tires?
Lego
We're
was-
talking about car tires, not
Tire.
tire.
Did I say car tire? I said tires.
You didn't say. You didn't
I
say
said
what kind.
I said tires. Who produces the most tires?
In other words, O-rings.
No, they're tires. You could look it up.
Okay,
Go
they're O-rings.
before you go home. Stop at a toy store and get some Lego, and there will be little rubber tires.
Oh my God. Okay, so what about real, honest to God tires that you buy for your car?
Well, that would
car?
that would be Bridgestone because they're second in line to Lego. Lego produces the most rubber tires.
You know, sometimes you just like to reach over.
Are you
there
sure they're
and slap
rubber?
'em.
Oh, there's more.
Please.
Yeah,
please,
sure.
I
It
need
started in
more.
1958, but in 62, after looking at how they made them and the patent design and everything, is when they actually started producing them. In 1999,
Who? What?
Lego. In 1999, the Lego brick was named Products of the Century, and then in 2015, Lego replaced Ferrari as a brand name and the world's most powerful brand. Yeah, absolutely. And the annual production of Lego bricks is approximately 36 billion, which is 1,140 per second.
You know, the whatever it was that you smoked back in your teenage years has finally
It's all right here.
reached an end right
all
here.
right there, yeah.
Thank you so
Lego.
much. So let me ask you, what in the world would possess somebody to look up the most tires that are manufactured
Well,
by
I
a
am the tire
manufacturer?
guy.
I
and
understand
the
that, but I mean,
international correspondent. I wanted
understand.
to find out. I've got some other tidbits about Bridgestone as well.
Well, please share with us.
Bridgestone actually produces the most rubber for golf balls. They make hockey pucks, which I do have one. I have it. It's a little souvenir hockey puck.
Is it a Bridgestone
It
hockey
says
puck?
Bridgestone. They make them for the NHL. Yeah, that's what Bridgestone does. All the rubber that you see and goes into a tire, or that goes into golf
Where
balls.
are the Bridgestone manufacturing plants in the United States?
There are Akron, the home base of all tire information and corporate offices, Akron, Ohio.
You know that Goodyear actually has a chemical factory right over here that
Yep.
they make a lot of the goo that goes in rubber
The
tires.
goo. That's technical, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to write that down. Goo.
Goo.
That's Gumby. His little sister's name was Goo, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Gumby is rubber. Although I think that's Michelin. Michelin's French. You have a facility in the Carolinas for Michelin. You have Rome, Georgia for Pirelli. When I worked for Pirelli, we used to go tour the factory in Rome, Georgia. And the city's not that big, but it's got a big industrial footprint for Georgia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know, but Houston has a huge tire recycling facility over on the east side of town. It is massive.
Yep.
And you wonder what happens to your used tire when you go to get new ones at discount, and they put them in a great big cargo container and ship them off, and I think that most of them go over there.
There is a recycling facility in Oklahoma. Conrad probably knows about this as well. I can't remember if it's near Tulsa or more Oklahoma City, but it's a massive property with a little tiny building that they grind up all these tires, and anything from car tires, truck tires, motorcycle
Right.
tires, Lego tires. When you're watching a football game and the receiver, wide end, whatever, they get tackled and they hit the ground and there's all these little black dots.
Yep.
That's rubber. That's actually ground up, recycled rubber.
Yeah, and I never understood that, but that's another
It's a
story
cushion.
for another day.
It's a cushion thing.
It's a cushion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you see them, especially when they drag their feet through the end zone, that you see all that little black pebbles coming up out of
Yep,
the
that's
AstroTurf.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's interesting. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Is Conrad on the line?
Conrad is on the
Yep.
line.
Oh, gosh. I can only imagine what this is. What kind of.
Are we putting him on now?
Yeah, we're going to put him on now.
Okay.
And I can only imagine what this conversation is going to be like. We're going to be ridiculed for something. Conrad,
Probably.
good.
There you go.
Conrad.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Can
Well, you don't
Wow,
sound like you're sick because you're not, are you?
Huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They let you put pictures up in your jail cell? I didn't know that.
Yes.
They did.
I'm down here. I'm waiting for defund Dina to let me out.
Yeah, that's you're in the new social jail cells.
Yeah. Well, so
So,
how,
Jeffrey, do you know who manufactures the most cars in the world?
It's either Matchbox or Hot Wheels.
Correct. Same idea as the most tires.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I would assume that Matchbox or Hot Wheels makes the most tires because Lego doesn't make Matchbox tires.
Well, Matchbox actually was going to be put out of business by Hot Wheels, and then they were sold, repurchased or something, and then the Matchbox company kind of had a rejuvenation to come back.
Hot Wheels cars were faster than Matchbox.
Yes, because of the axle was made out of actually violin wire.
Yep. Trivia, unknown trivia. Don is just amazed
I know.
that either one of us know anything at all.
Let me just say, we're going out loud and clear on iHeart Radio with all this wonderful.
car talk.
It is car
Information.
talk.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, I had thought of this in decades, that I was a slot car guy.
Oh, yeah.
Back in middle school. This is back, well, a long time ago. And I had to explain to somebody what a slot car actually was, and that we had actually a couple of slot car tracks. One of them was over off of Willow Bend and 90A, South Main, over there. That was my first one. And the other one was over in Bel Air. And it took up a pretty large footprint because the tracks were huge.
Yep.
And most of these places had at least 2 tracks in them.
How many lanes on each track?
Yeah, I want to say like 4 or 8 lanes. It was huge, and there were slot car leagues that you would join a league, and everybody would race on whatever Tuesday night at 6 o'clock or whatever it was. And I didn't join a league. I wasn't that good because the slot cars were expensive.
Yeah.
And depending
still
on
are.
motors and bodies and all the
yeah.
other stuff that you have. So some guys
And then the money you'd spend on cheating.
Yeah, some of the guys had
I'm
little
cheating.
tool
Well,
boxes
that's interesting that you know about that. Because apparently, were you a slot car guy?
A little bit.
Yeah,
But,
like-
a little bit of old Coca-Cola, kind of leave it out and let it get nice and sticky and rub it on the rear tires. Because that would help you when you drag race slot cars.
Well, and that was bring that point up because some of the slot car places they have now actually have a section for drags.
Oh,
for the drag races.
There
It's a
was
separate-
actually one up here in Cyprus, probably closed about 7 years ago.
Wow. Yep.
And the Houston Performance Driving used to have meets over there every now and then. Everybody go in and run their slot cars.
So, Don, you had the little HOs, or did you have the 132nds?
No, they were probably that big.
Yeah.
I don't know, 6-8 inches long
Yeah.
or something like that, with a very thin, almost non-existent plastic body that weighed absolutely nothing.
Right.
And you'd put it.
And you'd paint the plastic body from
on
the
inside.
That's correct.
So it looked nice and shiny, not from the outside.
That's correct.
My son and I used to do the RC, and we would do that. You would stripe it first, and then you would mask it off, and however design you wanted. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was cool. All right. Well, thank you for allowing us to come into your home today and not here locally at the studio. But I know that I am a big fan of This Week in Auto History, the Konrad DeLong featurette. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and let it rip, sir.
Yeah, your feature.
Let it rip.
Well, the old adage of win on Sunday, sell on Monday is linked to the early days of NASCAR when the American automakers found success at the racetrack, and that equated to sales in the showroom. Among the first large car companies to build a car just specifically to dominate NASCAR was Hudson. Hudson's entry into the field started in 1951. The Hudson Hornet was released this week in 1950 for the 1951 model. The car soon dominated NASCAR, starting with its win in its first entry at the season opener at Daytona. Marshall Teague drove the fabulous Hudson Hornet to victory over 54 other cars at the Daytona 500. Think about that. Back in those days, Daytona wasn't restricted to a certain number of cars. It was everybody who entered got to race.
And they're running on the
50,
beach.
60 cars on the track.
Wow.
In 1951, the DeSoto Fire Dome production begins, which is the start of the Hemi revolution. The 276 cubic inch Fire Dome Hemi produced only 160 horsepower, and that powered the car to a top speed of 100 miles an hour. In 1958, one of my favorite cars was originally introduced, and that was the El Camino. Based on a full-size sedan, the pickup truck was created to compete with Ford's popular Ranchero model, which was based on their compact car.
I like
the
it.
full-size sedan El Camino only lasted for 2 year models and then returned in 1964 based off of the Chevelle body style. In 1966, Oldsmobile introduced the Tornado this week.
Of course they did.
Making the first mass-produced front-wheel drive car to come to market in almost 30 years. And you remember what the previous front-wheel drive car was?
No.
Tucker. Was it a Tucker?
The Cord.
Cord.
Well, I'll tell you,
Well, that was a long time
I remember
ago.
when the Tornado came out. It was revolutionary, and everybody went, "Ooh, that's really a cool-looking car, but it's front-wheel drive. That'll never last."
Right.
400 horsepower, 3-speed automatic front-wheel drive car. One of the cool features of it, the front floor was flat.
Yeah.
No console, but it was a flat floor from the driver's side to the passenger side.
What would something like that be worth today, Konrad?
Probably in very, very good shape in the mid-20s.
Really?
That's all?
Yeah, they're not as outrageously valued. Now, somebody will sell one at Barrett Jackson for $120,000,
Yeah, that's what I was
but
thinking.
I'm not real sure that's real.
Anyway, continue on. Sorry.
And then in 1958, you got that, Mars? In 1968, 54 years ago this week, the iconic Bullitt movie hit the silver screen for the first time. There have been lots of movies since, but the chase scene is still the undisputed champion of chase scenes in movies. Would you agree?
We absolutely
absolutely.
would, yeah.
You turn the volume up.
Both Chargers were 444 barrel cars that were bought from a local Dodge dealer and painted black and put in the movie. The Mustang was actually a 390 car with modified suspension. Did you know that in the Bullitt movie, remember the reverse wheel hop?
Yes.
During the chasing?
Yeah.
That was going to be edited out because that was not scripted in. McQueen missed the turn and threw it in reverse and backed up and saw the wheel hop. So that was going to be edited out. McQueen said, no, let's leave it in. So they did leave it in the show.
Yeah, very good.
Another, did you know, Bill Hickman, who was the guy that was driving the Charger with the glasses on?
Yes.
He was an experienced stunt driver and race car driver. Well, 13 years ago, before the Bullet movie was released, Bill Hickman was a friend of budding race car driver James Dean, and he was accompanying Dean to a race in Salinas, California. He was driving Dean's station wagon, pulling the trailer behind as Dean drove ahead in the Porsche Spyder. Dean died in an accident on that day, and Bill Hickman was the guy who extricated him from the car.
I had no clue.
And also, Bill Hickman was the one that got the ticket for hauling the car illegally when Dean was with his friend, and then they unloaded the car at the restaurant. Dean got in it, and that was when he tragically died. But Hickman was the one that got the ticket.
But what a small world.
Yep.
Within the Hollywood community. And then in 1969, the first Plymouth Superbird was completed and began life as a 1970 Roadrunner Superbird. It underwent most of their assembly at the Lynch Road assembly plant, and then final assembly occurred at Clarepoint, so as not to disrupt the entire production at Lynch Road. Another, did you know, all Superbirds were produced with a vinyl top. And the reason for that was it was cheaper to put a vinyl top on it than it was to smooth the C-pillar roof transition.
What?
Yep.
I
thought that was an interesting fact. And then in 1981, the third generation Camaro went into production as an 82 model year car. That is this week in auto history.
You're a miracle worker. You know that?
I'm full of it.
Yeah, you are.
There's no
Only
doubt
up to
about it.
here because your eyes are brown.
That's it. So are you going to join us again next hour?
Sure.
Okay. So, Mr. Mars.
I miss you guys.
Well, we miss you not being here. Just ate right. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
you're
losing
right.
a leg.
I'm
or
feeling
something.
better.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Konrad. We'll check back with you next hour. All right. This week in auto history. Time now for some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. And some recalls. Ford Maverick for 2022. Unintended brake light illumination.
Uh-oh.
Rear view display inoperative on every Audi known to man built in the 21 and 22 model years. If you got an Audi, check it, safercar.gov, and they'll give you the details on that, or contact Audi personally. Okay, Hyundai, all of the 21 and 22 models of Hyundai's loss of drive power, meaning the engine, I guess, doesn't work.
No
That's kind of weird. A Kia Sorento K5, also a loss of drive power on that as well. All right. Nikola founder convicted of fraud. You familiar with Nikola? That's a startup electric car company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, was. Nikola Corp founder Trevor Milton on Friday was convicted by a U.S. jury of fraud in a case alleging he lied to investors about the electric vehicle company's technology. Jury found Milton guilty on one count of securities fraud and 2 counts of wire fraud after deliberating around 5 hours. During the trial in federal court in Manhattan, prosecutors depicted Milton, 40, as a con man who sought to deceive investors about the electric and hydrogen-powered truck makers' technology.
Wow.
Starting in November of 2019. Milton of Oakley, Utah, was indicted in July last year. He left Nikola in September of 2020 after a report by short seller Hindenburg Research called the company a fraud. Prosecutors accused Milton of using social media and interviews on television, podcasts, and in print to make false and misleading claims about Nikola's trucks and technology.
Wow.
Bye-bye, so long, sayonara, get out.
Yeah, but if the company's named Hindenburg, do you really trust them?
No, well, that's that. It went up in flames, I think, didn't it?
so.
Slowing auto sales helped inventory levels recover further to 1.32 million vehicles in September, a significant jump over where they were a year earlier. but still historically low, according to Cox Automotive and the Automotive News Research and Data Center. Cox said the figure, the highest since June of 21, represented a 42-day supply based on its practice of using the selling rate from the last 30 days. It was nearly 500,000 vehicles higher than where inventory stood at the same point last year, and about 90,000 higher than where it stood a month earlier. But inventory remained more than 2 million vehicles down from the same month in 2019 before the pandemic.
Huh.
So there are cars trickling back to dealer showrooms and sales lots. So if you're in the market for a car, I said go for it.
I've noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed them filling up.
I would imagine that the cost of a car loan these days continues to climb because of interest rates.
Well, the Fed's raising the rate, too, again, allegedly.
And speaking of Feds, Federal Trade Commission taking action against auto dealer Passport Automotive Group for deceiving consumers by tacking hundreds of thousands of dollars in illegal junk fees onto car prices and for discriminating against black and Latino consumers with higher financing costs and fees. Class act, this Passport company. Passport is its president Everett Helmuth and its vice president Jay Klein will pay more than $3.3 million to settle the FTC's lawsuit, which will be used to refund consumers harmed by Passport's conduct.
Wow.
So there's
That's
still
not
crooks
good.
in the automotive industry.
It just amazes me.
It truly, that you can get away with crap like that.
Well,
that you don't get away
you
with
would
it.
even try it.
And discrimination today.
Oh, you're a black guy, so I'm going to charge you some extra money.
What kind of 1800s thinking is that?
Yeah.
I don't.
We don't live. We don't
understand it.
live in that era anymore. These guys ought to be run out of the
Don't think
United
that way,
States.
I don't think that
yeah,
way.
but blackballed from the business.
Oh, it's embarrassing and it's horrible. Well, whatever. I mean, there's always got to be one.
Mm-hmm.
This guy
Ruins it for everybody, Mike.
Exactly. All right. Time now for a quick break, but we'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeart Radio.
Starting to work on your Christmas calendar? Be sure to add the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Saturday, December 17th. You'll want to attend Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition, Saturday, December 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the Christmas season with friends and family at Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, December 17th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Konrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.